whole world likes to blame Israel for whatever lack of progress there is in quote-unquote peace talks. But peace talks with the Palestinians are ridiculous. Number one, Israel's made unbelievable efforts to achieve peace with them already. That's undeniable. I mean, I want to just list a couple of the efforts that Israel has made to establish a state. In 1937, the Peel Commission proposed a state of 95% would state all of Israel, the West Bank, and Gaza. In 1947, a division of land into Jewish and Arab states, UN Resolution 181. In the year 2000, the offer of 97% of the West Bank, all of Gaza, and East Jerusalem made by Bill Clinton and endorsed by Ehud Barak. And in 2008, an offer of 98% of the West Bank, East Jerusalem, and billions in aid from Ehud Olmert, the Prime Minister. Netanyahu is on board, wanting a two-state solution, and the Palestinians have rejected every single effort. Then they play all kinds of games. Israel agreed for a 10-month moratorium on settlement building, asked by the Obama administration. The Palestinians refused to come to the table for 9 months. And then in the 10th month they came, made some ridiculous demands, and walked out. They have no interest in any kind of peace talks. And Abbas has said the following: he does not accept a Jewish state, call it what you will. In the UN speech, he condemned Israel for 63 years of occupation, meaning that all of Israel is illegal. He doesn't think Israel's entitled to any land. And of course that fits in totally with all his lies, denying the Holocaust in his PhD dissertation, pretending to be a moderate, when actually, he said to the New York Times last year, a Palestinian state will not lead to peace, but will internationalize the conflict as a legal matter, paving the way for the U.S. to pursue claims against Israel at the UN Human Rights Treaty bodies, the International Court of Justice. He has no interest in living with a Jewish state. He's never said, Netanyahu says, just say we can have a Jewish state. No, he won't even say that. He doesn't have Israel on the maps in his wall. The Palestinian textbooks don't even talk about Israel except in the ugliest way. They teach their kindergartners to hate. He honors terrorists. I mean, this man has no interest, as do the Palestinians, in any kind of peace. And Gaza is completely controlled by Hamas, which is charter calls for Israel's destruction. They control most of the West Bank now. How can you make peace with Abbas, which will never happen? He doesn't want peace. Even so, the Hamas control a lot of the Palestinians, and they call for Israel's destruction. So when the world says, Israel, stop building settlements, first of all, they're building it on Jewish land where Jews have lived for thousands of years. Abbas said if that's ever our country, there won't be any Jews living there. So the one place in the world the Jews cannot live is the place where the Bible talks about Jews living all the time. Now, think about the reality of what's going on now. Israel has already given away 42% of the West Bank and all of Gaza, where 99% of the Palestinians live. They already live under free control, except when it comes to security issues. And you can't pull out completely from security issues, because when we pull out of Gaza, for example, they start throwing 10,000 missiles at Israel. They use the cement that Israel gives them to build their houses to make tunnels to smuggle weapons. As Netanyahu said, a Palestinian state will be another Iranian client state committed to our destruction. Who in the world would allow such a thing? I mean, it's just ridiculous. The last thing now the world needs is another anti-American, anti-Jewish, anti-Christian terrorist dictatorship. And so this idea that this is Israel's fault is ridiculous. There's no interest in the Palestinian world for any kind of real peace. Israel could be committing suicide to make any kind of deal with these people until there's a dramatic and radical sea change. And anybody in the world who calls for Israel to make peace under these conditions is crazy.